Damn it! Didn't even show me, dang it. So, I am using my special fight sticks. This game reminds you of Fallout 76. I'll guarantee you this is a lot more interesting than Fallout 76.
Make that 4 kills. Sleep well.
No thanks to your driving, yes.
So you did miss me.
I love the flirt job here. I couldn't get out of the way there. I got killed by a grunt.
Don't worry, Sergeant.
The hell? Oh my god, he had a bomb on him. Let's go, Needler. Oh, here we go. More troops coming from the other side.
Yank me.
That's a whole story in itself. Neither was the noisy cricket. That's fair, Iceman. That is very fair.
You're...
I still want to die by a grunt right away. Because that's supposed to be one of the funniest things about this game is dying by a grunt. Than what I think of it. Yeah, let's just say I am a fan. I know it's a little dusty. I haven't cleaned it up. I literally just grabbed it off my shelf. It is a Master Chief helmet from the Halo 3 release, the original one, which included games 1 and 2. And let's get... I'm getting chills listening to this music. Quick cover. Reversal. Oh my god, the retro ball's got on a roll up. Ontario just couldn't get out of that cover.
Oh,
Super kick!
let go! Let go!
Third!
Let go!
Super kick party! Yeah, pay the money for that.
They seem to be really feeling the
There we go! Let's go! Let's go! No doubt! Over the foul pole! Let's go! I'm getting notes here and notes there and notes. Stimulation is the key word here. Lots of stimulation. Hey, yo, and away we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Wednesday night edition of the Mike the Ref Twitch stream. And for some reason, I switched over to the game screen, which is always great. Let's go over here, down over the wrestling side. Let's get ready for Grand Slam Mexico. You know, that's a great way to start. Sorry I had you on the wrong intro screen, too, but if you're watching on YouTube's, but yeah, it's been a fun day. How is everybody doing today? Styles, I know you popped in the chat a couple times here. I gotta find a way to get Botrix off. I used a different chat software to combine my chats, so I was using. So with that, I had to allow an extra bot in there, and now I just got to work on getting rid of it. So, but yeah, life is going good. It's been a busy day around here. Been very busy today because yeah, if you didn't hear and you didn't see, I gotta pull this up on both. So we got a PLE coming up this Sunday here with Backbreaker Pro. Just got the match card. Finally, we're down to one spot. One spot left to confirm, and that's going to be our middle match of Evolution tonight. Rick Jules and PJC going one-on-one. Winner's going to take on AWS for the BPW World title. But other than that, the entire card's ready to go. The draw has been set. We will talk about the Forged by Fire tournament on the show, and I'll give you guys a bit of a rundown on the first round matchups and how the format goes, because we got 3 different stipulation matches going on over the process of 3 rounds, 7 matches, and the winner is going to put their opponent through a flame. Because the main event of Crossfire is an actual Inferno match. So this could go very well, or this could go down the toilet real quick. But you know what? That's par for the course for us. But you know what? That's later. This is Grand Slam. And I got to tell you, like, when it comes to wrestling this week, I'm very happy that we're getting back to AEW being on its regular days, even though I won't be here on Saturday. Special note, I'll let you guys know later on the show as well. I will not be here Saturday night. Unfortunately, fortunately, I don't want to say unfortunately. Prior engagement at this point. If anything changes, I'll let you guys know. But at this point, it looks like I will not be here. Let me see if I can turn this up a little bit. There we go. That's better. Got a new light, folks, so I'm just playing around with things a little bit here. Now I got 2 Elgato key lights for me instead of one of those $10 Amazon. Not saying it was bad. It kept flickering on me. It scared the living hell out of me every time I touched the controls of it a little bit. So, but yeah, tonight, what are you guys looking forward to the most? Like, we got our main event is going to be Speedball and Fletcher for the international title, which I find funny that Fletcher has been he main evented Australia. Now he's main eventing Mexico. So it makes you wonder if we're going to do any future one of these. Maybe Fletcher main events all of them. Not that it's a bad pick. I honestly feel we might start with a pull apart right off the bat with Osprey and Davis. It is a street fight, so no better way to start the night than just let them brawl in the crowd to start off the night. Hey, Nats, how you doing tonight? Hope you're doing well. Really excited for tonight. And just a quick reminder, folks, the show tonight is 2.5 hours. So... and that's before Backbreaker Pro. Backbreaker Pro will start approximately 10:45 tonight, Eastern. Besides the national selling everything. Well, you know what? If you look at the standings right now, are they really going to be able to stick around? That's the question. And also, I want you to take inspiration from the Blue Jays right now, because they sold and bought, but they sold a lot, and they're still hanging around. They're still getting dubs. Doesn't help they lost 7 in a row. There you go. Like, I'm actually happy that they decided to do that instead of... Sorry, had to get that graphic fixed behind me on the YouTube side here. I'm glad they did that instead of buying and then all of a sudden going 7 in a row with a loss. And I'm not saying that they're not going to contend next year, but next year almost feels like it's going to be at a little bit of a lost cause with potential of a lockout. 6 out of the wild card pen sucks. Wave the white. I don't know about waving the white flag, but don't overcommit yourself to go all in to ruin your future. And I think that's like a lot of teams actually did that. And you also got to think about it. Sometimes the people that you don't trade could potentially be free agents that you sign. So I've always thought of that. Like when people don't make trades, you think about it as possibly being the position where they have their own free agents they sign, right? So we're just wrapping up Golf Talk Canada up here in Canada. I don't know what you guys get in the States going into it tonight. If you're watching on HBO Max, it's, well, just load it up and go. If you're watching on TBS, there's probably something on before, but here in Canada, we always get like a golf show, a Big Bang Theory. Oh, there you go. Well, we're going to start with a Big Bang tonight. So, all right, let's get the volume back on here. Just trying to get back into acclimation here. I've been in editing mode all day here today. If you guys checked out our Discord, I actually laid out all the match graphics for every for all our shows. 10,000, by the way, folks. Sorry, pardon my French. Good show, but absolutely. 10,000 people tonight. 10,000. So you know what that means? And even Nigel's like, holy crap, this looks big. Cartel money. Hey, you know what? Whatever works. Oh, listen to these people. Holy shizen. Listen to this freaking crowd. And I want to give a shout out to AEW for another reason here too. If you didn't check it out, last night they had an AEW versus CMLL Super Show in the same venue. At least the top 5. Oh, look at that pyro. Look at that pyro. Look at that pyro. Let's go. This is awesome right here. Love SummerSlam. I'm a little mixed feelings about it, to be honest. The first night, meh. It happened. Ten frickin' thousand people doing this chant, folks. And it's all 10,000. Somebody's time's getting cut tonight. Somebody's not miking up properly. Jesus. It might be Justin for the fact they usually don't have their ring announcers in the ring. Hey, Homer, how you doing tonight? Hope you're doing well. Glad you're here. Glad everybody's here. We are filing in. It is getting a little bit crazy here tonight. And we're literally one intro in and the place is going ballistic. The place is going ballistic for Christian. Christian's like, really? A little taken aback by it all. You got to admit, a lot of people are going to have this as a bucket list item tonight. A lot of them have already done it, but this show might be absolutely bonkers here. Well, they're starting with an 8-man tag, which, you know, things are going to go off the wheels real quick here for this, but yeah, just a reminder, it is a 2.5-hour show tonight, folks, so buckle up. We're going to have some fun. Then we're going to have Backbreaker Pro Evolution after, so can they coexist? This place is not calming down at all. Yeah, I'd have to say, like, this does give you a pre-Wembley feel. I just think this match is going to be a ton of fun tonight. If anything, the Bucks turn on the CNC Wrestling Factory here tonight. I have to say, I'm looking forward to the main event, of course, Fletcher and Speedball. I don't know how much realistically you could expect a title change there, but the leftovers. Oh, that's right. Moxley's in this match. They literally have a cage you walk out of, so you don't get pelted with stuff on your way out. Moxley's just eating this up right now. This is awesome right now. I hope you're all enjoying this. How's Copeland showing up at MLP? Is he showing up tonight? I thought he was showing up for the big show in October. Well, I can tell you why. It's only taped twice a month. It's taped once a month. That's why. Their next set of tapings are actually Friday, Saturday. Or no, Saturday, Sunday, sorry. No, 7 and 8. Friday, Saturday. Yeah, they tape like TNA. They do a set of 4 shows. Well, it makes sense, right? With Scott D'Amore being in charge. Like the stuff you're watching tonight, which, by the way, after we're done here with Backbreaker Pro, it will almost be time for, I think you'll probably have maybe 15 minutes to get ready. But then if you're watching in Canada, you'll get a chance to watch Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling right after. You watch MLP on lunch. Hey, that's cool. It's a nice hour. Get it. Well, 44 minutes, right? Because you get rid of the commercial breaks. So it is a nice little segue there. Just quick in and out. No big deal. Now, tonight's going to be a special night, folks, all the way across. I don't want to spoil. I know Nats isn't a big SRS fan, so I won't really reveal any information SRS brought up about tonight. So, but there is some news coming up, so it's been a. How's everybody's week? It's been very busy here for us. I actually just signed a contract for a new star for Backbreaker Pro. Going to be making his debut on. Going to make his debut on Sunday. Mike's all lead. SRS confirmed.
Sir, no, sir.
I think that's the one I'll use as appropriate. Oh, here we go, all the way. Which I find it funny that they don't have Rick Knox covering this match. Maybe he's not here tonight. Because it's a Bucks match, I assume that Rick Knox is going to be the referee because then, nobody else on account. Cameraman can't get in the way. No, I'm glad that everybody's getting to experience what the real Mexican feel is like when it comes to wrestling. Like the counter programming wrestling news. If you haven't heard, oh my God. All right, Christian goes off the top to the outside. I will give him the ECW chant. I will respectfully give him that. But once again, as we go into picture here, just thanks. Oh, goddamn volume mute. There we go. Once again, everybody, just thank you for being here. Appreciate you. And yeah, just it's been a crazy night. And like I said, I'll just quickly throw it up here once again. I was talking about this earlier. If you're in the Discord, you got the first look of all the matches that are available here. Just look up in the Backbreaker Pro Wrestling tab. That's where we are going to have have all the matches listed as we go here. We only have one spot to finish off tonight. We will determine that. I guess it would be in our semi-main event if we only have 3 matches tonight. We also got Hoju versus Mr. Zodiac, right on time as always. He going to be in a steel cage to open up the show. Then our main event's going to be a fatal 4-way match between the first place winners of the Forged by Fire round robins. Winner of the match gets the first match on the PLE. The one who gets pinned gets the 4th match. They get the least break. We're all rooting for each other, basically. There's 2 companies, all you're doing, the more money you're going to make, so stop arguing with freaking blab. Watching Cody Rhodes every week having a blast, just like everyone's having a blast. Sure, you're not going to admit it. I hate corporations. It won't stop me from watching. Yeah. No, but I still... Here's the thing. If both companies are working in good faith, even if it's just to get themselves going, I don't mind it. It's when they're looking to rightfully sabotage the other company. That's when I start getting a little upset. That's all. But no, I appreciate your thoughts on the talent. Oh, no, talent. You know what the talent are worried about? There you go. Like, yeah, that's basically all they're worried about. Let's get paid. Let's get on TV. Let's do some good stuff. But no, if you haven't heard the news, Roman Reigns is advertised for the September 14th episode of Raw in Mexico City. And he's going to be defending the World Heavyweight Championship on that show. And it seems like the early front runner in the tournament to get there is El Grande Americano. Wonder if Gunther comes in to make the save eventually during that match, but we'll see. As we're coming back from the commercial break here. But no, in terms of wrestling, like, this is going to be a fun week. I know that some nights can be very exhausting and, like, I know tonight, like, this is basically a pay-per-view. Because if you add an extra half hour onto this show, you have as long as what SummerSlam was on the weekend per day. Of course, there's 3 times the matches, but that's a different story altogether. Why are you counting a pin, Remsburg? Slamming the mat the way you are. Pac, you're so... It's funny, Nick turns around, he's like, look at the ref. One-on-one, referee. What the hell? But no, I hope you guys are all having a great night tonight so far. But yeah, we signed somebody to debut in the All-Star Rumble on the pre-show on Sunday. But also got, like I said, a ton of graphics done. Oh, here we go. The rivalry nobody wanted. AKA many people's worst main event PLE match in the history of AEW. I don't hear 10,000 people upset about it now. And Mox just gets a cutter out of nowhere. Is he going to go for a stomp? Maybe a Superman punch. Oh, here we go. So now that we got this Continental Cup figured out, it's basically 3 rounds of 3 blind draw matches. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of the setup? So is that a 12:38? Air Canada? Personally, I think that it's a hell of a way to run a tournament, and apparently they're going to do 2. Oh. Christian doesn't think he can get his foot up that high for a super kick. So now it's up to Cope and Mox once again. Not digging the camera work? Yeah. This, all night, well, remember what happened on Saturday? They actually had a guy on the ring apron. Oh, and this crowd is absolutely not, like, if you get a chance, go back and watch Copeland's entrance. Where's Beth? Where's Beth? He kicked her in the ovaries. Oh, God. Excalibur. I wish you could have said it. You wouldn't have been on the air anymore. You notice how the Jacksons didn't come in to save Christian there? I don't blame him. Yeah, something to that effect, yes. Thank you for putting it in there. The only reason he would have thought of it is he's PWG, so they do stuff like that all the time. Well, Zodiac, we know you have no restraint, which is something I love about you. Especially when you're tired as hell, because I know you had a long day today. Work is a pain in the ass some days. There's your spear. And Yuta's grabbing the ref. Talking about too many people. I get you. Oh, and here comes the distraction spot. Oh, there we go. Steals it. He's eating a spear. He took a shot to the nuts. And he's still... Is Jackson bleeding? No, not bleeding. But this is where you're going to start your little will they, won't they. No, he is bleeding. Okay. So yeah, next Wednesday night, Perry and Moxley in the first round of randoms. I don't like the fact that it's very last minute that they called this out. I wish they would have announced it a little bit earlier. I could sort of understand why they wouldn't, because literally you don't do it. You're not going to do it in Mexico. You do it after. Or is Claudio doing his match tonight? Yeah, because it's Claudio and Hechicero in the first round. So that would make sense that they're doing that tonight. Cope's hairline is saying he needs to talk to MJF. I will give you that. So, 2 Mexicans in Ciampa. I got a feeling there's going to be some shenanigans in this match. Oh, they're doing the street fight as a main event. I thought they were doing Fletcher and Speedball. Makes sense. You really want to start hyping up your world title match, right? Christian walking out on the Bucks walking out on Cope. So, Cope's going to talk to the live crowd. Thank you. This is my last time here. This is a dream come true, and I will never forget it. We'll have to check the socials to see what he actually says here, but I wonder if he pulls it out in Spanish like Hangman did. As we get our little preview here of the main event of Wembley. I have to say, I'm looking forward to it. We don't know half the card yet, and we still think it's going to be amazing. And it also makes me wonder, like, I think it's pretty obvious that the dynamic's going to be Omega heel, Ospreay face, just because of the family, but these guys are really, like, there's going to be a certain level of intensity in this matchup here all the way around, so you're going to see that trigger coming. And, of course, they give him a full commercial break so that Cope can get his complete speech out so before they bring out the next matchup here. Honestly, between Andrade, Ciampa, and Commander, who you guys got in that matchup? I wonder what you guys think. Like, the winner of that gets the number 1 entry into the gauntlet. So, my personal prediction is you want to get that entrance in there. And Ciampa's entrance is just piping for everybody. So I think Ciampa wins this. Who do I think is number 2? Could you imagine? And folks, I completely understand that there's a contract and contract. There's nothing changing about this contract yet. What if Ciampa's number 1, Johnny Wrestling randomly shows up as number 2? Could you imagine the pop in the arena if that happened? I know it's not going to happen, but it really could be anybody for that number 2 spot. Because if they're not wrestling for unless TK announces another match for the number 2 spot, if they're not going for the number 2, there's going to be somebody interesting at number 2, or else it's going to turn into a number 2. And I don't want it to turn into number 2, obviously, so. But yeah, just take a number 2. Yeah, well. No, I took one of those right before the show. I always do that. You always make sure to unload before you have to reload later. It's unprofessional to get up during a show like this, right? So try to stick around with you guys here tonight. But as we got a little bit of a lull and we're waiting for this to come up, I guess I put it up again just because you guys want to see it. This is the show coming up this weekend, this Sunday. Make sure you're here for it. Mr. Iceman, good to see you here. Got it both up on the YouTube and the Twitch right now. Backbreaker Pro Crossfire. I got the graphics done. Now I just have to get the videos done for in between the matches. So it's coming together nicely. But how you doing tonight, Mr. Levy? Where are you tonight? And I hope you're doing well. See what I mean? They literally want to do this intro. Oh, there you go. Heat. Heat. Is that the way that Steven Larson do it? Heat. He's got 3 flags on the front. 1 flag on the back. I guess if there's no MJF here, you could get away with that, right? Because wearing the red, white, and blue gear. What an outfit on Renee there. Jesus. So Ciampa, yeah, he's looking for that gauntlet win. Of course, Andrade's going to get the third entrance. But no, as we're going through this, yeah, they say he beat Lethal on Collision on Saturday. He sort of had to because, well, you got to give him some kind of win to make him credible to put him in this match, right? But yeah, just good on Commander getting a chance to work at home in front of this crowd. Well, this is a regular for him, but this is going to be a little weird coming up here for our next competitor in this matchup because there's a little bit of a story behind this and why it's going to be a little weird seeing him here, but you know, Idolo looks ready. But this is big. So for those that don't know, I'll wait till the introduction's done. So yeah, for those that don't know, Andrade El Idolo for years was one of the top stars in AAA. If you guys think that WWE and AEW don't like each other, check out CMLL and AAA. And this is pre-WWE AAA. Like, death threats, all that great stuff between these two. That would have been nothing for somebody crossing over the other side. If you worked one promotion, you did not work the other. Just, it was unheard of. But the fact that we get to see Andrade here in Arena Mexico for a CMLL assisted promotion. Ciampa with a cheap heat spot right off the start here. Yeah, I'm wondering about that ring too. Like, that's why I originally thought it would be MJF and Andrade for the Casino Gauntlet, but listen to this crowd. Like, seriously, the booyahs already. And there's a chop. When was this? I just told you guys a complete fabrication, obviously. 500 times for a CML. Okay. I will stand freaking corrected completely. Jesus. MJF area is pretty bad to hear nothing from him in so long. Well, what, 2 weeks? Well, you know, when it comes to MJF, his ego's also the biggest thing that's hurt too, right? Jesus! Because MJF, if you know anything about MJF, he knows how to stay silent when he needs to. Like, he will sell something if he absolutely has to at this point. Maybe that's what he's doing. I wonder if it's serious or not, like an injury to his leg or... Because you remember his last few matches after that match with Roosh, when he had that table spot, he's been bandaged up pretty good on that knee ever since. So who knows what's going to happen there. The girl missed her cue. She was supposed to be there earlier. No. Oh, that was amazing. So she was supposed to plant a kiss on his cheek, and she just, no, we need to take another selfie over here. Fuck. So Tomasa takes a dick pic. Tommaso just took a dick pic and gave it to her. God damn. I don't know what to say about that. That's heat, I guess. I just wonder what the wife would think about it. But that's just me here. Yeah, Iceman, I'm doing good. Jaron, I hope you celebrated your birthday very well this week. Happy to see you here too. We got some big events coming up this week. Andre C's birthday is next Monday. Kayla J getting married on the weekend. Jaron just having a birthday here. The community's just live and well with a lot of great things happening. A lot of great people. So hope everybody's doing fantastic tonight. But yeah, Iceman, where are you right now? If you don't mind me asking. Whether you made it back home or not. And I do have to say the heat thing, it's pretty much calmed down here for a little while right now. It is about 23 degrees here now, but it's not the 750 degrees that it's been for a while. But yeah, I'm glad that these matches are getting a lot of time here tonight. And that's the thing that we did survive my poor choices, but I did get a new tattoo over the weekend. Damn, you and your tattoo. Currently in Montana. Home on the range. Where the deer and Adam Page play. Where seldom is heard a normal kind word. And the bucks keep moseying all day. Oh, God, that I need to come up with some better offshoot. 31 at 836. Ugh. Yeah, it's 636 right now. We're 23 is pretty much as hot as we gotten today, so. All right, well, everybody's dead. I think a Roman set tribute to Mox, and then Roman put down after. Seemed like W must have expected to put. Honestly, that put down that you were talking about, I don't think that was referring to Punk. If you interpret it to be for Moxley, well, fine, be that way. But Jeff, I appreciate that, but a lot of people have been saying it's referring to Punk, but it just conveniently sounds like a Mox thing. And if you want to think it's Mox, well, I try to think that the Shield don't have time to worry about the other Shield guys. I find it is a nice tribute, what they did. You got everybody talking. When it first happened, I thought it was Moxley. Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, where are you thinking right away? And apparently, like, if you think of it, Punk's the same way. Always on the lookout for the wild Brock Lesnar. He scares me. Honestly, I've seen him up here in Edmonton a few times while his son's playing hockey. I understand the allegations. I understand everything that, like, he's not a good dude, but in a way, he's a good dude. Like, he's not going to go out and disrespect you. I also do think that marriage did a lot of that. Is Aubrey reffing Andrade matches on purpose? Maybe. But this is also a signature match, right? Okay, Flair. Oh my God, he's pulling a Flair. I'm a large human. He makes me look. No, but even his kid, like at 15, he's got a big boy. And Maya's like a record shot putter in the NCAA right now. So she's looking at the Olympics actually. So, yeah, no, Lesnar. From everybody that I've talked to, like, when he's been up here, other people knew who he was. He wasn't a real dick to anybody. Just, you treat him like a regular guy. He'll treat you like a regular guy. Like, while I'm never going to deny the allegations that he went under, it's like people change over years. Yes, you got to live up to your past, but at the same time, I always believe people can change in the future. Jesus! Oh no. Well, never mind. There it is. That's what I was waiting for. Okay, that was the Mexico tax. Because if you're in Mexico, that match, that is done. Well, Andrade just using Aubrey for the win there. Just find it difficult to have strong feelings about most people I've never met. Yeah. I completely agree with you there. I work with many famous people and want to be treated like a normal person. Well, that's the thing. You have very few opportunities to be treated like a normal person. Is Commander going to get the win here? Oh no, Andrade's getting the one spot. What do you figure? Should have let the crowd cheer that out, Excalibur. Come on now. We can live with a good old-fashioned uno, dos, tres. Hey, Isaac. Who wins the cup? Chat, let me know who you think wins the cup. Personally, I think it's Mox. I think Mox retains. I think it's going to be Mox and Nigel. It's going to be Mox and Nigel, and it's going to be a little bit of insanity. I see everybody looking to the right, to the left. Colorado? Jay White getting gossed by dogs? Yeah. Maybe. I got a weird feel. Oh, Andrade's got a mic. This is why they didn't do the Cope promo live, because they didn't want 2 matches in a row with promos on it. Next time, what Magic Johnson came to my place of employment, just walked up to him like I am now with chat. Didn't think anything of it. Well, Flo, he gave me a personalized jersey with his achievements and sign and handed it to me and said, thanks for the fried chicken. It's amazing. Nice. Did he pay for the meal, though? Because I know some people, they'll literally just give out merch so they can get free food. He's trying to get his catchphrase in here somehow. Oh, okay. So he paid for everybody. But Johnson, he owns the Dodgers, so he has infinite wealth. We know that much. I know he didn't own it at that time. I get it, but the other great one I've upset most hockey. That's fine. Well, we were talking about him earlier, wondering how bad this injury was. Well, we know. In the back of the head with a triple B. Came through the crowd. What do you expect? He wants his ring back. I said this is the match we should have. Yeah, it makes me wonder, is Max going to be in the gauntlet? I'd assume so. Then just gets clocked with that. Then he just walks away. Oh no, he's split open. Throws him into Commander. Commander's just hiding in the corner, hoping he doesn't get hit. Till 99, if it wasn't for the mess and Yari Curry would have had half the records cemented out. That was after I bought him, JR, and Donor a coffee. That's fair. Well, Gretzky doesn't have a very... Oh, God, he's bringing up the American hero shtick. Which I guess if you're going to Wembley, you can still use it. All right. Oh my God, this might be a triple threat yet. I'm assuming Omega is going to come out here to intercept this. I always get what I want. Okay, never mind about the 2 spot. They're going to take a number 2. You can dog walk him, but unless you do it in like 10 seconds. Didn't Punk do this in AEW as well, where he carried around fake belt? Yeah. Yeah, he actually drew an X on his AEW title. It was because he had to relinquish due to injury, though. Not using the better than you spot. He's going through the crowd. Guess he just didn't want to go see anybody in the back, I guess. I assume we're gonna get the 6-woman tag right away then, if they're doing this pro. I do like the fact, and I understand that it sucks that we're getting this many promos, but you got to admit this Grand Slam show is probably going to be the biggest audience they're going to get prior to Wembley itself. So this would be the best opportunity to do these promos to let everybody know what's going on for the show and what's going on for the pay-per-view. Not that I'm going to do that for myself or anything right now about our PLE coming up on Sunday. Make sure you guys get out here and check things out. As I'm actually really proud of myself on how these things turned out here, folks. So, yeah, that's what I thought. The trios match is coming up next. Now, it would be cool to see the Divine Dominion come out in soccer jerseys instead of hockey jerseys. Even though I want hockey jerseys, this is Mexico where, hockey is king, but, But yeah, we are almost an hour into the show. We only had 2 matches. I think we got 9 on this card, so it's like some of these are going to have to pick it up a little bit here as we go. Either that or we're going to have a hell of an overrun, which I know my sponsors at BPW are not going to be very happy. But yeah, just as we're going on here, we're going to get this match as well as we're going to get Persephone versus Statlander, which very well could be a Bizarro World match. Mexico wants hockey to be a leader in hockey, but they'll never take the place of hockey's home here in Florida.
You told some of the biggest lies that I've ever heard of in my whole life.
Mexico wants to be the leader in hockey, yeah. Yeah, for some reason, I knew what you wanted to say. I just know you wrote it backwards, and I was reading it backwards. It's like, God damn, gosh dang it. No, no, like I said, this card's shaping up to be really fun for Wembley. The fact that we know that MJF is going to be out long term with the injury, he really just needed a couple weeks. He's going to do this match next Wednesday, and I don't know if he'll do another match before Wembley. He might do one on that Go Home Dynamite, because that'll be another sold out house in Ireland. But that's also the night of the Where's Hockey's Home? Do we go with the recent Stanley Cups? Or let's go with the place of birth the majority of the players who have won the previous Stanley Cups. There is a minute detail I could throw in there, but you know. It's going to be interesting to see what we got with a tag team here that is taller than 3/4 of the population in Mexico. You're born where you're born. It's where you become a man or woman. Yeah, Florida. Okay. So you notice the little detail they did? They actually came down the bottom curtain there. It's because they got those dresses on or whatever you want, those robes. I guarantee you try and do those robes there. Finishing off my last no name, and I got a couple Cokes to spare, so. You mean to tell me Javier Gomez Diaz isn't the current Maurice Richard champ? We'll give you that. She's got the full queen gimmick out right now. Let's go. It's almost like she's wearing a cardboard actual dress on top of the gear, which makes sense. No, that these two main events that we're going to have at All In are going to be absolutely fantastic. It sucks that Tekla wouldn't be involved in it, but I do feel there's something got to be coming up for her there, so. Yeah, I got a funny feeling that I wonder who's going to take the pin, to be honest. In this match? She's trying to get down the stairs so she can do her kick in time. It'd be interesting to see Willow as a heel, though. I know we talked about it a couple weeks ago here, but oh, there we go. All right, here we go. This is going to be fun, folks. And Mercedes just said, hell no. Hell no. So Willow's like, nah, I'm not going to start with you, Megan. That's all right. I will let somebody else take care of this. And this bullshit's happening again. It's the internet. I keep talking to the provider and they still can't figure it out. All right, Iceman, you have yourself a great night. Thank you for everything, and we will see you soon. Sorry about that, chat. I don't know what, like I said, it's an internet thing, and I don't know why it keeps disconnecting, reconnecting like that. And here we go. Quick snooplex here. Now she's going to try and do the... We just had this last match. And why do you think everybody's not giving two shits about you doing this? Oh, here we go. Windsor was taking her sweet time getting in the ring there. Now we're just going to break down to a straight fight all over the place here. Give me chat. I just got to work on one quick thing here. I'll keep my eye out on that. All right, everybody going to the outs. Oh, God. Why is Hater going up top? She don't go up top. Well, I guess now she does. Well, that was a tiny bit nuts here, but no, I'm glad that most of the matches here tonight are sort of starting to set up a little bit towards Wembley as we move forward here. Like, this is the kind of talent that you're going to see at Wembley Stadium coming up in just over a week's time. Or what, 2.5 weeks' time? 3 weeks. Because, yeah, what, 9 to 30 is 21. 3.5 weeks. And this essentially is a bit of a showcase for that show. It's sort of like that Night of Champions as you're moving forward towards that point. So, I think it'll turn out rather well that way. And oh, and that's right. We got the Jericho trios. We got the World trios. We got Fletcher and Bailey. And we got Persephone Statlander. That street fight. I don't know if that street fight will last that long. Like, these guys are starting to really load up on time here. Like, we are going to have to get like a 10-minute match out of some of these matches here if we're going to do anything about it. But if everything's running 20, 30 minutes, I understand we got, well, we got 5 minutes and we got 90 minutes, or we got 5 matches and 90 minutes left. Doing the math with promos and such, I need a lot of time. Bane was scared the Mercedes was going to hit her. Oh, no, that was Cross. Sorry. No, that was Bane. Sorry. The picture, of course, the picture's a little bit smaller, so it's hard to read sometimes. And when tag teams wear proper gear, that makes everybody look, unique. When it makes them look the same but unique to everybody else, then it's a little harder to figure out which one's which, right? Looks like they may only came up here with 2 referees tonight. 2 or 3. Oh, no, Martinez is in there. Okay, so yeah, 3. So maybe that's why we don't have Rick Knox working the Bucks match or having Aubrey working the Andrade match all the time. There's a nice pounce right there. Yeah, Willow's been beaten up, battered, bruised, taking the woodshed a few times. Well, that's oh, 2 Brits with the tits. Oh God, I guess Nigel's got that British accent, so he can get away with saying that a little bit more. But you gotta feel that these two are actually going to be. This is actually a very good team, it looks like, here right now, the way they're working together. Forgive me, chat. Just working on one quick thing here, so trying to help myself out here because with that disconnect, it caused a little bit of headaches here. But this is always the part that worries me. Like they're talking about getting the Brawling Birds involved and whatnot. All right, we'll have to see how this goes here now. Now we get Willow and Mercedes. Both these ladies just unloading. I think she was supposed to go for a spine buster, but ended up turning that into a boss man slam. Or boss woman slam, sorry. Shout out to Rachel Ellering on that. Mercedes just looks like she knows how to jump up to another gear here. Not escaping that headbutt, that's for damn sure. Argentine neckbreaker. Beautiful Falcon Arrow there by Megan. Looks like everybody's spamming finishers right now, so who's going to hit their last one here? Honestly, it looks like it's going to be Mercedes. She's the only one left without a finisher spammed yet. Jesus. You ever think about somebody hitting a clothesline, all of a sudden it looks like they hit, but they didn't? Well, there's a Brawling Bird diversion there. Oh, this god-awful finisher. She's not going to be able to hit it on her. And Mercedes loses again, so now they're going to start making this a story. Because Willow is the one that's always beaten Mercedes. So that's actually a very way of doing it. And now Mercedes gets to flip out. And of course, Jamie's giving the one finger salute to Mercedes walking away. Oh, there we go. All right, well, we got that official. I don't know if it's going to be on the pre-show, though. I hope that's a main card match. They've deserved it. Oh, that's... Hater's doing a hell of a lot of dancing out there. You can tell the lighting is more indie-rific here when it comes to Arena Mexico. And I absolutely love it. This reminds me of what I used to have to do when I was behind the commentary desk. If I wanted to read anything, I actually had a little, you know those lights with the magnet on it? You actually had that. I had one of those on my desk, and that's all I could use for light if I had to read my sheets for any notes and whatnot. It's when I had to start moving over to a tablet so I could actually see things in reverse. But hey, Mr. Vic, how you doing tonight? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you here. Good to see everybody here. Like, things are piling up. Things are going well tonight. It's been an interesting night so far. This crowd has been electric if you haven't seen it. What you missed so far? The place exploded for the first entrance for Cope. It was Cope and Christian teaming up with the Bucks against the Death Riders. A little misdirection spot from Cope onto Nick Jackson. Ended up costing... Moxley ended up rolling up Cope with a handful of tights to get the win. So then Cope and Christian walked out on the Bucks, who walked out on Cope in terms of having a little disagreement about the match. From there, we had Andrade defeat Tommaso Ciampa and Commander to become the #1 entrant in the Casino Battle Royal. And at the end of the match, we had an introduction of one Maxwell Jacob Friedman, who showed up and bashed... basically is running the Punk I am the real world champion gimmick. Had the Triple B with him, knocked Andrade out with the Triple B, took his ring back, declared himself into the match for the #2 spot next week in Vegas. And now we just had a new story, a story that we've had sort of developing here in terms of the women's title match, where Willow pinned Mercedes, and Mercedes has never been able to pin Willow yet. So that's where we're going with that. And it was made official that it is the Brawling Birds taking on... the Brawling Birds are taking on the Divine Dominion for the women's tag titles at All In. And then, of course, throughout the show, I've been advertising our PLE coming up this Sunday. And Mellow Beast will be in the All-Stars special Rumble match, along with a newly signed member of the roster, which I'm looking to be your tag partner. I'm not going to spoil too much because I want you guys to see it all at the... well, it is a busy night. However, it is a 2.5-hour show. So... Well, that's how you celebrate a history here. But how you been, Vic? It's been a while. Hopefully you're doing well. I love this. They actually do the drop down based on what it was supposed to be. An actual, you're supposed to be able to trip your opponent with it. Surviving the best you can. Hey, that's all we can ask for. And speaking of surviving, we do have an ad break coming up momentarily here, folks, if you're on Twitch. Sorry about that, but sorry, not sorry, because I'm getting rid of the pre-roll ads for everybody, so. But no, we're going to, so what we're going to try and do for the PLE, I'm going to have some clips made up for some of the videos I want to put on for the show in between matches. I'll give you some best of clips as we go through and whatnot, and we'll try to make it a little bit more conventional as we go here. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna be able to get any recap videos of BPW. I'm not that good yet. Oh, God. Speedball's dead. My God, he hit square on there. That barricade literally doesn't go anywhere. All right, well, Veda's got to be absolutely floored right now, probably having a fit over that. Welcome back from the break, everybody. Appreciate you surviving those. I love that Callis well, apparently last night on that CMLL versus AEW show, Kyle Fletcher had his entrance and everybody was cheering him. Don Callis stopped the music about 10 seconds in, just so everybody could he could speak in Spanish, giving his accolades to Kyle Fletcher. Which, if you've heard Callis speak Spanish, it's like most of us trying to talk in talking some tech language, I think. But yeah, for being an hour and a half into the show, this has been absolutely awesome tonight. So I do want to let you guys know around it once every hour, just a heads up. I will not be here on Saturday for Collision. At this point, I won't be here. So just a heads up for you guys. I don't miss them that often, but usually I have pretty good reasons when I do. So make sure you guys check things out. I'm going to be checking it out after because it is the first round, or they're going to have basically 6 of the first 8 matches of the Continental Cup. The other 2 are going to be next. Well, there's a Michinoku driver to kill someone. Bailey knows how to get somebody to kill him so many times. As we go into picture in picture. So far, once again, so far tonight, it's been a very good show. They've actually run some pretty good promos about the main matches at Wembley. The only problem is they haven't had enough matches announced at Wembley to get more promos in. So we're going to be very wrestling heavy for the rest of the show, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's something we've talked about numerous times. What's that? Sorry, what's that happy place in the middle? Where you have not enough wrestling, as you saw a lot on this weekend, or too much wrestling if you're watching a typical AEW pay-per-view. And I'm not saying too much wrestling is necessarily a bad thing, but it does burn people out at times. It's hard to figure out what that happy medium is. And let's face it, nobody's going to be happy about it. I think the only day they're going to be happy about the length of a show might be the Wembley show, just because it is in the middle of the afternoon. But watching over this is pretty much what I expected here. Fletcher's going to be taking over Bailey for the majority of the match. Fletcher using that barricade very well tonight, and I'm very happy that they are. So most venues are multi-purpose, right? Like you move it out, you put something else in, different shows and whatnot, whether it be a hockey arena, a football stadium, whichever. This is a wrestling venue. So that's why they said that the barricade does not get moved. That's why nothing else. It literally is there to secure your spot as you go. But yeah, just watching Fletcher here, like, you just see that aura of world champion coming up here. And I honestly do feel that he is going to be the guy to take the title off Ospreay. And that will be that official passing of the torch moment. And you want to talk about somebody from the youth generation. There's MJF, of course, but having a Kyle Fletcher as world champion, that will feed families as well. Speedball back to the outside once again. Ospreay's still quite young also. Well, yes, but I'm not necessarily talking about... Oh, fuck. You got random fan A grabbing his hand trying to help him up. But you also got to talk about body age too, Jeff. And having him as part of the youth generation is absolutely a great thing. But, and when I say body age, it's like through that surgery. Oh yeah, this is Arena Mexico. This is the home of CMLL. This is 10,000 fans tonight. This is not a small 3,000 person venue. That's why we know it's already going to be a 2.5 hour show, because they said that. But yeah, Jeff, I get it, and I'm not absolutely. If you want to talk about the new generation, like Will Ospreay does, I almost feel like he's like a border between the two of them. Like, he's been around long enough that he fought Omega back in the old New Japan rivalries right when things started getting popular. Like, essentially, and chat, feel free to fix my timeline if you can. Because Lord knows I screwed one big one up because I thought Andrade was never allowed in CMLL. My bad. It's got to be a different wrestler then. Oh, fuck. Never mind. Let's hold up a sec here. Okay. No, that's okay. We'll go with that. No, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't Ospreay the guy that took over the feud following well, Bailey went about one step too many. One step too many on that one. I think it earns that. Yeah, he went one step too many on that one. Bailey knew Fletcher was coming in. I really do hate that ring shot like that. It's way too shaky on the camera shake. On the move there, so. Oh yeah, let's take a look at Paul Turner's ass for a while. Cameraman. I think I got a new sound alert for Don Callis. I might have to find a better one than that, but I think that might be the best one that applies right now. Fans are just screaming that they know it's 3. That fits Callis? Yeah, well, there you go. To be honest, that sound alert I use for my bands, but I can always find something else for that. We haven't had to ban anybody in a while here. I'm very surprised. Don't make that a challenge. Just, everybody's been nice here. Really? Release powerbomb on the apron. All right, well, Bailey's dead. That's got to be it. Nope. No, you know how I can tell it's not it? Fletcher, when he finishes his matches like this, he'll usually go near the guy's face and say thank you very quietly to him. He wasn't doing that there. He was doing a full pose on that. Could we have a title change tonight? I don't think so. Like I think we're going for Okada, right? Fletcher Okada's the final target, I would think. Oh shit. Oh shit. He's got to time it quick. No way. Did he fuck that count up? I think the fact they zoomed away there might have been the best thing that happened to him there. I don't know if he got all of it, but he got enough of it. That. Oh, Bailey tried to squirm away, and Fletcher got him out of that. Here it comes. Now we're going into Fletcher. See these guys head tucked in? When is AEW Grand Slam Japan? I don't know if... By the way, bravo to both these guys for this match, but do I think they go to Grand Slam Japan? I don't. I think until they're on a little... Until the relationship between AEW and New Japan with the new ownership is a little bit more defined, I think they're not going to do anything like that quite yet. Also, the fact they need to secure a deal there, right? Because originally they were part of New Japan sucks at the... Well, the thing is they just got sold. Like oh, here we go. They're going back-to-back matches, and this makes a lot of sense setting up this rivalry here. Fletcher can't even celebrate his title win. Rebecca! Well, Broad Okada, I don't know. Yeah, I got to feel we got this match coming up at Wembley. I honestly don't know if we're going to have... like, in terms of the New Japan higher-ups, I can't speak to it completely because I don't know the whole system well that they've... Once again, new owners. They're owned by a TV station, basically, from what I've heard. The CMLL World Champion, folks, right here. Where is Don Callis giving Hechicero his proper due here? One of the best entrances ever. Don Callis calling out Hechicero. Got a set of lungs on him there. Move the international belt off Fletch to start building him for the top of the card. I think you do that at All In. I think you get it back to Okada. Unless you put Takeshita back in there, right? Yo soy Hechicero. I get a real laugh out of this. Like, I'm thinking about this. Are they pretty much going to no-sell the fact that he lost to Omega at Redemption? Like, nobody's going to even talk about it because, you know, it happened, it was there, and that's about it. Yeah, this is going to be a little bit of insanity here. Can you have a few more titles, please? This is the entrance that got Mystico signed. No one cares about that match. Such a waste. Yeah. Like, honestly, Bailey and Fletcher, it's like... And yeah, honestly, this match here, and then, of course, Omega and... The Omega and... like, the title match at Redemption there, like, Kevin Knight and Omega, along with Fletcher and Speedball, they almost feel like they're on the same level. And yeah, it was a serviceable main event for like a Dynamite. But for a pay-per-view, you must figure it has to do some with the injury, right? Like, it felt that he had to get it changed. Because there's no reason that you can't run Will Ospreay and Kevin Knight at Chicago, right? Okada's swearing about this, but you know inside he's just loving every second of this. Soaking up this atmosphere with one of the most beloved wrestlers in Mexico. Sucks that they couldn't get the singer out this week. Because last year they actually had the singer of the song come out and do it live. It's been pretty decent, really. Oh, okay, never mind. It's Jericho. Never mind. It's been good tonight so far. We had Cope Cage and the Bucks lose to the Death Riders. Moxley rolled up Copeland. little dissension between the Bucks and CNC. Oh my God, Jericho's got the old school tights on. Corazon de Leon. He's coming out to his old Lucha Libre gimmick altogether. Except with his new song. Coming out with the Lionheart gimmick, the wavy hair and everything. We also saw Willow and the Brawling Birds defeat Mercedes and the Divine Dominion, which Willow pinned Mercedes, so that's the story going forward there. As well as they formally did announce the women's tag title match for All In. As the one lady's going absolutely spastic over Judas. And then Okada's so pissed that everybody's singing their music. We also had Andrade get the #1 spot in the Casino Gauntlet. We also did have the return of MJF. He's basically doing the CM Punk Real World's Champion gimmick with the Triple B now. And he's going to be in the triple threat next week for the #2 spot in the Gauntlet. We just had an excellent match between Kyle Fletcher and Mike Bailey for the international title. And we've had a lot of fun chatting tonight. And the system's only crashed once so far. Still to come tonight, we do have our... we have Persephone and Chris Statlander, along with Will Ospreay and Mark Davis, as well as the World Trios Championships. Well, Kevin Knight said enough of that. I gotta feel we're gonna get a jump start in a few matches here, just because it literally is like, what? We got 45 minutes left. And Darby just got crotched on that barricade. For those that are new here, those are permanent barricades. This is a permanent ring. Everyone's cheering for Hechicero here. Even though it's Hechicero and Mystico in there together. Okada and Jericho, who can work the slowest? That's the question we have right now. All I can say is bravo to Jericho for bringing the old gimmick back. But seriously, in that gear, he is looking very close to Sean Morley. Who do you think is bigger star in Mexico City, El Grande Americano or Mystic? Personal opinion, and it's all relative, right? Because, like right now with what's going on, I would say Mystico, for the fact that CMLL, like AAA, has absolutely had some great crowds going into since the merger with WWE. However, CMLL last month set the record for 10,000 plus people in for a wrestling show in Mexico. He set the record for a year. The consecutive sellouts. And PJC, you brought it up perfectly. It's all about the seating. Like this crowd here that you're watching right now here for AEW, it's about 10. They said it's about 10,000 people in there. This is what you're getting every single week if you watch CMLL Wrestling every Friday. Hell, there were 10,000 people in the arena last night for a CMLL versus AEW show. Which, once again, hats off to AEW. Everybody says, AEW's not willing to do the job. AEW, to start off the show, I don't know how it finished, but they went 0-5 to start the show against CMLL last night. But in terms of who's bigger, like El Grande Americano is getting the North American push, and he's going to get a lot bigger one. Because right now it looks like it's probably going to be El Grande Americano versus Roman Reigns for the World Heavyweight Championship on September 14th. It's going to be that Lucha Libre tournament where the winner gets the shot at Roman Reigns on... What an insane match, yeah. It's going to be nuts. Ludwig Kaiser versus Roman Reigns. Think about that for a second. And yeah, shout out to Chad Gable for finishing his story with all the Lucha Libre history and whatnot. It would have been nice to see him on Raw on Monday just to, follow up on it maybe, but the Raw after SummerSlam is always a little bit all over the place. But yeah, it looks like we're probably getting El Grande Americano versus Roman Reigns for the World Heavyweight Championship. Think about saying that fast 5 times. Was happy he got to celebrate his big win with the root beer mascot. The instant I saw that, the instant I hit, I knew that's the first thing that came to my mind. That sound. It reminds me of a time where, dude, that sponsored celebration was he absolutely was. But he had that dog in him. Here's the thing going forward, and this is why I like, and say what you want about Vince. And there is a lot to say, and I know I do not want him back. Don't get me wrong when I say this. Vince knew well enough that if you want to maintain a decent audience and you want to maintain that revenue stream, you don't fuck up moments like that. You don't plug in a sponsorship right after a win. You don't pull off that stupidity like that. That's what I love about TK. Like, he will have... There have been a couple sponsorships that have been a little bit piss me off-ish. And don't get me wrong about this. I love Harley Cameron, but her coming out as Supergirl against Marina Shafir in that qualifying match for the Survival of the Fittest, with Supergirl being the sponsor of the show, you knew who wasn't losing. I don't mind that, Nats. DraftKings and Underdog. Here's the other thing I found very ironic, and I brought this up in a couple chats that I was actually watching with as I had the show on. You find it ironic that in the same week you had SummerSlam sponsored by the Street Fighter movie, while AEW was sponsored by the Mortal Kombat 2 movie, which came out on Crave / HBO Max this week. Do you find a little ironic that it's just literally the two what I would say is most polarizing fighting games that are out there. It's a lot less polarized than before, but I didn't mind it at all. I expected as much. The biggest problem I have with like a Roman match period right now is it's literally, he's going to tell a great story, but it's a story I could probably read, depending on the match, like 700 times, right? Like the only way you're actually going to tell me that, you know, we can actually get a decent thing out of Roman is Roman loses that title. Even if Roman gets it back very quickly, but at least losing the title would do a lot. Like that moment with LA Knight, even if it's a short title reign, look what happened with Darby. Like, don't get me wrong, Darby is world champ long term? Hell no. But what he did with the title, like he was the most mentioned thing during WrestleMania week. If you think about WrestleMania week, what was the most talked about thing going on? The early part was, how the fuck could anybody put the title on Darby Allin? That's what the talk was. And then Darby goes out to present pretty much the most unexpected title run that you would see for a month. Hitchicero's got to get the win in this. So sick of LA now. I want LA to win it, to be honest. Even if he only gets it for a couple weeks. My only worry is they won't do that because WWE also had an incredibly short reign with Sammy. Fair. Absolutely fair. By the way, Sammy's winning at Mania. Sammy's winning the Rumble. Let's just call Juan Owens to beat Punk. I don't know what way they're going to do it. I honestly don't. Here's the other part. Do I care? All right, that was a little bit of insanity. Darby gets the win, setting up another TNT title match. It almost feels like that's where Darby's going to get settled into, right? Owens and Punk is like Eddie versus Punk, yeah. Well, we'll see on Friday, right? Like, how do they begin the promo battles between Owens and Punk? Because honestly, I'm probably looking more forward to that than the match. Because I do find it funny that Punk is now saying that he was paying tribute to Terry Funk with that moonsault. It's always great to say that you could. It's always great to say that after you fuck up like that. They're trying to put over Kevin Knight, but he's still losing. So it's like, guys, just no. You're not going to win this fight. Oh, here we go. Persephone and Stat coming up next. Dory watched that moonsault and Punk trying to compare him to Terry and decide to leave this world. That is dark. That is black dark. But it's... I'm not going to blame you for saying it because it feels that way too. It's saying you'd say Nats. Yeah, well, I still say it's darker than hell, but I can't say it's wrong. Oh, by the way, for the record, you got the Saturday night shirt on. But this could be a night where Statlander should be cheered, but she's probably going to get booed. As we're getting, I got a feeling this will be the short match. Because we still got the trios match. We got the time. Great times as always. Hey, Nats, I appreciate each and every one of you being here. We've been growing this little seed, making it bigger each and every week. And all I ever ask from you guys, like, I know we talk about the likes, the subscribes, the follows, the subs, and all that. If you don't want to do any of that, which is oh my goodness. Persephone looking like a dead bride. Well, she definitely feels at home right here. But all I ever ask, bags of human monies. Now, all I literally ask is just share it out, folks. Like, I'll give you guys a little scoop. The month of September, we're going to be raising money for Extra Life here with a special show to wrap up. Our next PLE is going to be a very special show to wrap that campaign up. Thunder Rose had to buy a ticket? Thunder Rose had to buy a ticket? But all I ask, share it out, folks. Let people know. And like, for example, like when this is coming up on Sunday, I'd love to see a great turnout for the show. I'm going to put on a decent performance here. I hope the matches should turn out rather well. Yep. It's Bizarro World here for Statlander. I don't know if she's used to it. All right, I want a best of 7 with these ladies. This is just proving it right now. I want a best of 7. Best of 7, best of 11. I'm not gonna take the bait, Nats. I'm not gonna take the bait, Zodiac. I'm not gonna take the bait. I'm not gonna go for the best of 69. I'm not gonna go there. Just saying, I'm not gonna go there. Stat is absolutely not used to this whatsoever. Bark, bark, Foley. Did you hear about Foley's explanation for that? Nats, do you hear that? That it feels the same way as you don't believe. That's exactly why I feel the same way about CM Punk and his moonsault. Said it was a tribute to Terry Funk. I don't believe it either. Like how he referenced it in the Ice Bucket. Well, fair enough. I didn't watch the video. I saw that he got his daughters, I think it's his daughters or his granddaughters, to dump the buckets on him. Sting's video is great. Like all the ones that are being done right now are absolutely fantastic. This is why I hate this kind of segment. The crowd's chanting for somebody who's not even in the match and technically looks like she bought a ticket. Still waiting for Cody to do his. Makes me wonder when he would do it, right? All right, here comes picture once again. I'm not gonna get anybody's case for doing it or not doing it, because frankly, I got nobody to help me to do it, so I'm not gonna do it. So, and plus, the setup would be stupid for me to try and do it. Doubt any Foley's noms are gonna. Who did he nominate? PJC. I got many ways to do it, but no, if I'm going to do it, I just won't be able to record it properly. That's all. And yes, I am a stick in the mud. I'm a begrudging, grumpy old man. Remember that. No, we'll have to see. Like, Kevin Nash, Kevin Owens, and The Rock. Fair enough. I'm hurt, I'm old, and I work with fucking children. Honestly, it was funny because, and PJC, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about here. I'm not very familiar with Substack. I'll be the first to admit it, but one of our local wrestlers here, he's a physical therapist, or physical trainer, sorry. He's known as Rich King. He talked about his final match in, I think it was his final match in Monster Pro, the infamous ranch show, if PJC remembers, where our main event ended up, it was a fatal four-way, and it was won by countout. Let that sink in for a minute. The final spot of the match was all three guys lying down. Three guys were basically on their backs, like basically where Speedball would want them for Ultimate Weapon. And the one that won it literally jumped off the three of the backs, jumped over the ropes into the ring as the referee counted 10 and called the count out win. And we're all sitting there like, the fuck is that? Even the referee's like, nah, I'll raise your hand. I'm getting out of here. I don't want to be part of this. That video never saw the light of day. I got to look through my files. I might still have the video for that. Because I couldn't record it live, but I did get some video on the side. Is that the show that Psychosaur did the balcony dive and basically did? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that was just a bad show altogether. I still got maybe like 2 years worth of footage that I still got to get out there. I just haven't had any interest in getting into it, to be perfectly honest. How do you fucking hook a leg on a... Excalibur's... I'm about ready to punch Excalibur at this point. You got a lunchbox cover like that. How do you hook the leg so that you don't get somebody to kick out? You hook the leg, hooking them down. They're going to slide out the back. You put it backwards. They're going to slide forward. I'm not saying he needs to go, but he just needs a wake-up call. But it was revealed by Tony Khan that Don Tenay or Mike Tenay was actually offered the job. Okay. I'm going to wait for the alert to come up. There it is.
I'm back.
Jupiter. Long time no see. For folks that do 39 months, thank you for the sub, my friend. Thank you for the air horn sound as well. Jupe, it's always great to see you here. I know it's for Jupiter. It's always great for Jupiter there. For those that don't know, Jupiter, a good friend here, friend of the channel for years, and our character Jupiter Rising in BPW, that was in honor of Jupiter himself here. Why is this not a frickin' disqualification? Why is this not a disqualification? Thunder Rosa put her hands on a wrestler. Oh no, here we go. Hold on. Referee is down. Referee's dead. We got shenanigans coming out all... Jupiter, you show up and shenanigans show up all over the place. Charlie Girl debut? Nah. And there's Sheeta. This is how I do... Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. So they're just literally just going to have a no contest here at this point, or what? That is one of the first times you actually see a referee count, and it actually counts after he's been knocked out of the ring. But how you been, Jupe? Hope everything's going well for you, sir. I hope everything's going well for everybody here. Sound the alarm. Well, we already got it in. That's the shenanigans alarm. We pulled the alarm. Then, of course, you get... Doing good. Just got home from the dentist, so oh. Hope everything's going well with your teeth, my friends. Take care of yours, you know? I don't want you looking like me here, which, you know, I'm not showing off my teeth because, you know, it'd be a half-price special. Well, I believe he's from just outside Calgary, which, you know, I can make a whole bunch of jokes about different countries at that point. There's Hyan and Maya. They were both working last night on the CMLL versus AEW show. Yeah, right now it's 8:09 our time here, so. We got 2 matches left. What are you talking about? So, for those that need a little bit of a catch-up here, CNC Wrestling Factory teamed up with the Bucks and lost to the Death Riders. Andrade won the #1 spot in the gauntlet for the Casino Battle Royal for Wembley, but MJF returned to take his ring back and is now carrying around the Triple B like he's the champion. We had Willow Nightingale teaming up with the Brawling Birds beat Mercedes Moné with the Divine Dominion as Willow beat Mercedes, and they're starting that storyline with that. The fact that Mercedes has never beat Willow or never pinned Willow. And during that match, they also announced that the Brawling Birds will be taking on the Divine Dominion for the All right, trios match coming up here. So we got we got the women's tag titles going on. We got the hell? Hangman got his old mariachi band tonight. I guess for the performance he did last year in Mexico, he deserves this, right? Bandito's loving this. Oh my God, they got a midget. I don't know who the little guy is, but why is he wearing Shout's mask? Worried the sombreros might be problematic. That is a great underground graphic there. Worried the sombreros might be problematic. The minis. No, yeah, in terms of everything else, I think Kyle Fletcher and Speedball had a great match. Once again, water is wet. Fletcher won, got interrupted by Okada during a celebration, so we're setting up for that match at All In. Probably a triple threat with Takeshita. That's pretty much the softball that they could probably lob for us here. We had Okada, Kevin Knight, and Hechicero lose to Mystico, Jericho, and Darby. Sorry. Had to think about the third man there in that. When Darby pinned Kevin Knight. So they're probably going back to that run again. Or keeping on it. You just saw the Statlander Persephone match. And now we're into our semi-main event. With the GOA taking on the good, the bad, and the ugly. Which I do hope that Brody figured out who they were calling ugly out of that. Even in AEW's post today about the match, they literally said in the post, just because Hangman's lined up under the word ugly doesn't mean he's the ugly one. But then we got our main event tonight, a street fight between Will Ospreay and Mark Davis, which I wish would be able to get more time, but, well, let's face it, it's 8:15, or 10:15 Eastern. I will say the guys at Backbreaker Pro are a little upset tonight because Evolution is going to be a late card. And we're jump-starting the match again, which makes sense because we got to jump-start everything tonight. Well, hell, you put that many matches in a 2.5 hour show. Ricochet killing Bandito or killing Brody, which makes sense. What the hell? Okay, that wasn't the most perfect TRS in the world, but the fact that Hangman could pull that off, I think that's going to speak a lot to a lot of people. I'm really surprised we don't get to hear that chant. Oh, God. Oh, God. What the fudge is that? I'm giving it anyway. I don't care if it wasn't outside the ring. Brody just doing... Brody doing things that I don't expect. That was smart. That was actually a really smart move right there. Just a heads up, we do have an ad break coming up in about a minute 30 for some of us here. Nice little fancy catapult. Yeah, you actually got Brody to do the Macarena for the first time in how long? I think getting caught up in the moment is probably the most apropos word for this here. There's been a lot of fun here. Bandito getting a raucous response here. Well, he slipped. But the angle that we were at, it turned out okay. So, all right, we're going picture in picture here once again. My God, what a bunch of fun here, folks. This show has turned out to be an absolute blast here tonight. And we knew it would be. The only thing we ever get worried about once again is time. That once again, AEW just... As much as we love having 2.5 hour shows, 2.5 might as well just be 3. Now remember, folks, 3 hours and 7 minutes was the length of SummerSlam Night 2. And that was the longer of the 2 days. We're putting 9 matches in this card tonight. With our main event, it'll be 9 matches. I think we're going to be 15 minutes difference from what... Oh, God. Don't be beating up a midget. At least don't beat him up in the commercial break because it's going to be even smaller. Sorry, that was bad. I'll just throw that one out to me. That was a very short joke. But, yeah. Oh, Jupe, I missed you out here a lot. Jesus. But in all seriousness, like, watching Ricochet and the way that he's going now and the fact that he has a title on his shoulders now, all right, here we go. Trio's back at the... But it makes me wonder, who are we going to see at Wembley? Like, you know that Casino Gauntlet's there to introduce somebody. That's the job of the match. I think last year was the first time that they didn't do that. And Bandito's almost dead. He got lucky. Okay, that was... Never mind. That actually probably is worse there. Shouldn't be such a tall order to make a big deal of it. Let's just... Might as well get them all in for you guys. I owe you them all there, so. Jeez. Regular Henny Young... I'm going with that one because that was. It's funny with the guy that we laugh at with nothing but ball jokes is in the ring, and we're talking about a mini wrestler. But it is nice to see Hangman get an opportunity for these titles, by the way. All right, no problem. We'll after Dynamite, we'll be up about 5 minutes. It'll be about a 5-minute break. Then we're going to get into Backbreaker Pros. So we'll be here for a little while yet. But also Dynamite could take a while yet. I can't wait to hear the response online. Oh, the show was supposed to be 2:30. It's going to be 3 hours. Think you're falling short of properly estimating Jupiter. It shows you're reaching. Well, there's a reason why he's called Jupiter Rising, not Jupiter Falling. Jesus! I don't think that cameraman realized that Bandito was coming for a ride. Which might not be the worst thing in the world. Ricochet, you might want to be careful here. Little V trigger counter to the buckshot. It's probably the best thing you can do right now. Watch me dive, watch me dive, watch me dive. They say I'm looking down on him. Just, yeah, that's where I'll go with that. Or maybe this will be better. Set the gong on that already, but you guys are probably all so young you don't even understand what the gong means on those. Or are you guys familiar with the Gong Show? There was actually a TV show named The Gong Show, if you didn't know. Essentially, it was a variety show, and if you sucked, you got the gong. I think America's Got Talent without the multi-million-dollar contracts. All right, Hangman's dead. All right, well, Ricochet's caught dead on the outside. Was the rung of the Gong Show cut short? Yeah. I'm not falling for it at this point. Uh-oh, there goes Ricochet. Time for the finishers. And Hangman just said, nope, I ain't eating that. Thank you. How do you not know who is he going to tag? There's one guy standing there, Nigel. You can't be that daft. Neither one of these guys is legal either. Everybody's beating everybody else up, but the legal man's actually sitting on the outside just chilling. Never mind. Is he going to lift all three? Are you freaking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Holy. All right, let's give a little bit of respect here. Toa Leona, you are a powerhouse. Thank you. Deadlift, how much would have that been? 3, 5? That would have been about 650 pounds right there, at least. I'm not throwing the shenanigans in here because, well, frankly, this is all shenanigans. Are you kidding me? The Demand's going to get a 1-week title raid here?
Hey, I got a hockey record. I took my skate off and tried to stab somebody. I'm the only guy who ever did that.
Hey, Andre, good to see you here tonight. Oh, look it. Oh, my God. We're just getting to our main. We haven't even hit the main event yet. Driver. Oh, no. You're dead. Well, the Demand lasted as champions for, was that 5 days? 7 days? Oh no, it was 7 days because they won it on they won it on Wednesday, defended on Thursday. So yeah, they were champions for 7 days, and now Hangman's got a title. So I can't say it's the worst thing in the world. But also, okay. I wonder if the Demand get the titles back right away. There's going to be a 4-team chaos, 4-team street fight, I think, or something for the trios titles. Two finishers, the 21 plex and the buckshot. And Remsburg even counted to 4 just to be safe there. The trios champs are such a well. It all makes me wonder about what's going to happen there. So, no. Until Wembley, everything's pretty much a wash when it comes to the trios titles anyway. Because most of the time they're going to be talking about the Continental Cup, right? So. And the Demand are like, fuck, we had him a week. Ugh. But as per tradition here, as we're going towards our main event, I give you guys a bit of a rundown what's going to be going on the channel this week. Because there is a couple big things coming up here. One good, one bad. So after we're done here, we got Backbreaker Pro Evolution tonight, featuring Zodiac versus Hoju in a steel cage and opening up. We also have PJC versus Rick Jules. The Dad Bod Squad implodes for a shot at the title, the shot at the world title in AWS at our PLE, which I will get to in a moment here. And then our main event tonight will be a fatal 4-way match. The 4 winners of our pools, part of our Forged by Fire tournament, which is Kayla J., Amanda Reed, our wildcard champion, Diamond, and Snow Penguin, are all going to vie for the first match of the tournament because the pay-per-view is 3 matches. They're going to have to win 3 matches to win the tournament. So getting the first first match on the card's going to matter. So, but tomorrow I will be here with Halo Campaign Evolved. We got through the first couple chapters on last week's stream, so let's see if we can really sink our teeth into it this week. Friday, pretty sure after the Jays-Phillies game, I'm going to get into a little bit of MLB The Show, and we'll get with Michelle to ref. She got fed up with the Twins, so she got traded to the Yankees. So as much as it's disgusting to be a part of the Yankees, well, we'll have to see how that's going to go. No stream Saturday. Just a reminder, I will not be here for Collision. I might be getting a chance to watch it, but I can't guarantee it. But as they're going into Saturday's matches on the show. But Sunday. I got to get this up on both feeds here. Backbreaker Pro Crossfire, our third PLE. A pre-show is going to be on at 6 Eastern, 4 Mountain Time. And it's going to be 7 p.m. for the main show. We are going to have 3 matches during the pre-show card. I'll go into more details on that on Backbreaker Pro if you want to stick around. And up to everything else, stick on socials because we got a hell of a lot of fun here and a hell of a big ride. If you're on YouTube, make sure you hit the like, make sure you hit the subscribe. If you're on Twitch, make sure you hit the follow if you haven't already. Subscribe if you really enjoy what you see. But most importantly, tell all your friends, let them know what's going on here because we're having a blast here. And I can't do it without you guys. And once again, thank you for being here. And let's get to our main event. I got to check with Andre which jersey he's got for Ospreay. There's like 3 different ones right now. But having a soccer jersey on in Mexico actually makes a lot of sense because they did just as well as the Americans did in soccer this year. Except they actually showed up for their last game. Same thing with the Canadians, but the Americans, well. This crowd is absolutely loving this. This boom camera operator has no fucking clue what's going on. I think this scene switcher has been on a little bit of a beverage break for the last 3 hours. Sorry, we're talking about the producer here and it just... Ugh. Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. 2 people that know each other so well. Hey, good to see you again, Jupe. Appreciate you being back here. All right, we're just going to fight up the rampway here. And I thought the referee's going to get clocked with the chair there. So this is a street fight, so you literally can do whatever the hell you want. I wonder if they're going to treat this street fight like Brock and Oba treated that Hell in a Cell match, where we're just going to cover just the basics, make it sound worse than it actually is. It's funny, half of them are going Olay, the other half are going Ospreay. Once again, everybody, thank you for sticking around here. I know we're running a little late here tonight, which, hashtag AEW, sort of the same thing. But a night like this sort of just reminds me there are levels to this in terms of wrestling, the actual wrestling. And part of it has to do with the athletes, but part of it has to do with what's expected of them. Like, I know everybody shits about, AEW is where the best wrestle and all these matches are very formulaic in WWE. Well, if your boss says to do A to B to C to D in a certain way, you're going to do A to B to C to D in a proper way, or you're going to get the hell out of there. So really, the way things go with the wrestlers there, I don't blame them. He's like, why do we have a spare tire here? You got to admit, that's pretty funny. You know what? Landing on a tire actually might be a lot easier on the body than actually landing on that mat. Because you're landing on foam rubber, right? Personally, what I would have done is if the tire's big enough, you wrap it around somebody's body. Then you could just turn them into a human pinball bracket there. Oh, God. And Davis was going to use the tire. Like, how do you guys use a tire? So they're going to bring the tire in? Nope, going to bring a chair. There's a flying forearm. First cover of the match. I'll be honest with you. I didn't really expect these guys to actually use the stipulation a whole lot. But they're definitely going to use it in this case. Like, do I expect a Moxley-esque death match? No. And I think anybody that does is simply foolish. Damn! Are you selling the rubber tire, Osprey? Really? How are you selling the rubber tire? Oh, somebody wants tables. Now you can sell your back. Now you have my permission to sell your back. Oh, they don't have any. It's all LED boards, so they can't even go into the ring. Let's just eat it. Eat it. Who the hell's a plant? I love Nigel. Like, everybody's bitching about what just happened. And Nigel's like, oh, well, that fan will have a memory forever on this. But it's Mexico, so you don't get sued, right? As we're getting our picture break during the main event, which is 10 minutes overtime. Oh, Nelly. Hey, Zodiac, good thing your cage match is opening the show, right? We don't want you here till midnight again, so No, normally, I'll be honest, folks. If it wasn't for the fact that we do have the PLE next Sunday, and this is literally the only time we can fit it in, I would say this is the time that we been in and out of falling asleep. Hey, if you gotta go, man, like, I know you had a rough day. Trust me, I'm not pushing you away, but if it's been enough, there are VODs available. Like, I know this is a hell of a match, but I think we all know what's going to happen here. Ospreay and Davis are going to put on a 12-star match. That is one of the visually best chokes that you could do. No way. What a visual out of the mini cam. All right, coming back from the break here once again. Who's going to get powerbombed down those stairs? That's the question. Oh, piece of dirt. Oh, there we go. There we go. I was wondering how long it would take. Dun, 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 dun. Just be... I gotta feel good tonight because literally we haven't had to pull out the what the hell is that thing yet. Sound bite. That's the word I'm looking for. And Davis just yeets Ospreay. Security guy took his chair back because he wanted to sit down. He's like, give me that fucking chair back. Are we going to... How many chairs are we bringing in here? That's a barbed wire chair? Oh, God. Beautiful kick. Well, there it is, right into that chair. Now this is why he wanted the 6 chairs. Oh, there we go. Ospreay split himself open. I think the last 6 months we've seen more red on Ospreay than we've seen in months. There's a visual. This just looks like a fun main event coming up at All In. Like, for those that haven't experienced Ospreay and Omega in New Japan, I qualify that. Because, yes, I do remember they did have a match in Forbidden Door. Oh, my God. Fork! 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 I will just turn my head for a second here, folks. Sorry, I'm not dealing with fork. Oh, God, here we go. All right, fork's done. Oz cut her off the chair, off the ropes. Okay. Uno, dos, dos, dos. Oh my God, fork, 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 fork. You got to turn your face. You got to turn things away right now. You sick fudge. Now, honestly, it is a little tough to have some blood during the when you're down in Mexico, right? You know, the doctors and such. Jesus! My God, I'll throw it out. I'll throw it out of there. Oh, here we go. Barbed wire steel chair coming into play here. You saying they'll steal your blood for taco flavoring? Ah. Ugh. Well, I guess I'm not making tacos tomorrow. I'd have thought about it, but yeah, no, we ain't doing that tomorrow. Why? And Osprey just yeets a chair at him. They want tables, but there's no place to have tables. No, it would have hit it quick if he would have hit it. Ah! Ah! You sick. Oh my God, testicular claw. Testicular claw. One on two. All right, well, that got a little serious in a hurry. Like literally no fooling around there. We are literally going to go to a 3-hour show tonight, folks. I think he was out of it. I think he honestly was out. Oh, there we go. Hidden blade. Okay. Okay. One hidden blade doesn't do it. He's going for Tiger Driver. I was going to say, do not finish a street fight on a technical move. Damn! My God, Davis. That was beautiful. My God, Davis, that scoop pile driver. Like, he does it so effortlessly. Like, No, that barbed wire wrapped up on the arm is going to be how Ospreay's going to win it with the hidden blade. Once again, a 2. All right. There. No, the face. There it is. He's done now. They definitely went at it. It wasn't as bad as Femi and Lesnar last night in terms of the stipulation. They did a hell of a job trying to tell a story here. But also the fact that, they're at that very last stop. Like, they got to pull out all the stops here to get the victory. What a crowd right now tonight. Just given even 3 hours in, they're still into it here. A hell of a show tonight overall. He's still got the fist ready to go. You know what's funny? No Omega. No Omega, no like in terms of top draws, like you would think you'd want to have your top draw at your big show, right? Or do they consider Ospreay the top draw and Omega just holding the title for now? But yeah, hell of a show here tonight all the way across. I love the fact they're going from Mexico City, where they're going to have 10,000, to Colorado Springs, where they might get 3. But all in all, tonight, a hell of a night for wrestling. Once again, AEW hitting it out of the park. I got a couple extra stories out of it. We got the women's tag titles confirmed for the show. We have new AEW Trios champions, which, who knows, we might have a new one within 2 weeks. We might have 3 new Trios champions before we get to All In, for all we know at this point. But, yeah, we could be all over the place here for this. So, once again, just a great show. And going into, like, setting up for All In. Now we're in go time. Like, there's nothing in between now and All In. Just straight up. There's 4 Dynamites, 3 Collisions, and a whole lot of wrestling action. So, but with that being said, that's going to wrap up the Sidecast here for tonight. For those on Twitch, hang on. We're going to get to Backbreaker Pro momentarily. For those over on the YouTubes, once again, we will be not here on Saturday for Collision. I will be away on Saturday. I can't guarantee I'll be here, so I'm just going to say I'm not going to be on. Next time I'm going to be on is next Wednesday for Dynamite from Vegas. So make sure to join us then. Sorry, a little bit of hiccup there. But as always, folks, thank you for being here. Appreciate you. And always remember, whether you've been lurking, chatting, or just looking for a great time, always appreciate you being here and always be part of the solution. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, let them know where we're at. And we will see you all here next time on the Backbreaker Video YouTube channel.